They say once you leave, you can never truly go home. But how true is that statement really? We all have to leave the comfort of the nest in order to fly, but that doesn't always mean leaving the people and places that mean most. And is there anything better than representing where you come from, big or small? That's the meaning of the most important acronym in Michael May's life, BrTn.
I have a friend named Andy Varnes, shout out Andy. He's from Jacksonville, he's starting his own media company down there. He came in contact with this pro down there and this pro trainer. He was shooting videos for them and recording their workouts. And he was always telling me like, yo, come down here, work out with these pros this summer. I'm like, yeah, I'll get down there. And so it just happened, my friend was going to the beach, Jason was going to the beach and driving right through Jacksonville. So he dropped me off down there for a week, got to work out with like real overseas pros, real pro trainers, like got to play pickup with real pro hoopers. And that was a great experience for me to be around that environment and see how those guys operate and see what I do similar to them and what I do different from them. It was just a good eye opener and it showed me where I was at, what I do good, what I do bad, and what I need to work on. Definitely gave me confidence. Like I know I can play basketball, but I've never, how are you gonna know if you can be a pro if you've never played against pros before? So I went down there and worked out with them, we played, and like now I know that I can be like a pro one day. Like, I got work to do, most definitely. My frame, you don't think like a pro basketball player, but like my skill set, I believe I can be a pro. Looking back at it, like I was good, like all that work was paying off, but like I'm 22 and like I know like that version of me has no chance like against this version of me. I just gotta prove that, I haven't really had a chance to prove that yet. I played 10 games in 3 years, I know like I've gotten so much better and the stuff like I'm able to do on the court, I just gotta prove it, Yeah, I think it's a weird adjustment to make being the older guy, because like if you're good at basketball growing up, you always play up. You play up with the like 5th grade, you're good in 5th grade, you play up with the 6th grade. So you've developed that mentality in your head, like, I'm the young guy, I'm gonna try to prove myself. But at this point, even at Reinhardt, I'm a freshman starting on the college team. And in my head, that's how it's supposed to be. But looking back on it, starting at a freshman at any college is like pretty impressive. But like in my head, I was thinking like, that's how it's supposed to be. I need to be playing more. But yeah, it's definitely weird being the old head. Like I call myself an old head because like I'm 22 and them kids coming in are 18. So I just want to like establish that culture of making it cool to work hard and play hard. From what I've seen so far, we're a week in, we got a lot of guys that like to work hard, which is great. So when we practice against each other or when we work out or in the weight room, the energy is contagious. So eventually, if we have some people that really don't like to push themselves, they're going to be the odd man out because they don't want to stick out like that. So everybody's going to end up eventually working as hard as the hardest man in there.
You get a little bit of running in, man.
What it's supposed to show you is who can compete and who can. When they got a challenge on them, they might run a little faster up there. You're trying to push these guys because y'all have shown that y'all can do this. Exactly. Well, that's our 2-minute mile times. We keep track of who keeps improving, and we track who's getting better. And we're doing this a little different today, where we started probably about a third or half of our guys 5 minutes back to push the guys that have struggled with this a little bit. Everybody's got different gifts. Some guys are really good in this long distance stuff. Some guys aren't. So we're challenging the guys that are good at it to take their stuff up another notch while still challenging those guys that have struggled with it to get better. So this is a tool I've used for a long time. Getting our guys in shape to play fast, you got to be in shape, and it's interesting to see how guys respond to it. And then challenging each other's teammates is really a lot of fun to see these guys step up to those challenges.
How you feel? Them hills do work for you, didn't they?
Yeah.
Hey, this is a challenge. We want to see guys step up, and we'll get creative with stuff like this to just push you. Guys that are struggling with it, we understand it's going to be struggles with it. Once you push it to and getting better, and then we'll find different ways to motivate guys that are already getting good time. Hey, it's hard to go from certain times down. Again, the purpose of all this is make each other better, challenge each other, get better yourself individually. But now, here's the thing about what we did today, is that second group was challenging and pushing that first group out ahead of them. Nobody wanted to get caught. You didn't want to get caught, right? So you put, and you didn't for the most part. We had a couple guys, yes. In that second group, our challenge was to go catch people, and for the most part, everybody did. All right? So the mindset right now, make each other better. This is one tiny way to make each other better. Make each other better, ready to play this whole season. We had injuries, like we said, we had injuries all the time last year, and part of it was we're missing this kind of stuff to build you up into this. All right? That's the purpose of this stuff. It's not to break you down, it's not to make you hurt, it's to make you resilient and stronger and ready to go battle for a 30-game season. All right? Hey, have a great weekend. Don't do anything stupid. Be supportive of each other, hang out with each other, and hey, good things on Monday. All right? We'll just get better on Monday. All right? Relax. Got it. Let's go.
And keep getting better, man. 1% better every day. 1% better every day. King on 3, family on 6. 1, 2, 3.
King.
4, 5, 6.
The BrTn to me is repping where you're from, no matter where it is. Because it's easy to rep a big city. Like, I'm from Atlanta, or I'm from New York, or whatever. Like, that's cool to do. Like, oh yeah, they're from a big city, but like, you can't control where you're from. So I want to establish that name for Bristol. That, like, I want to be. When people think of Bristol, they think of me, or they think of anybody else who's repping the city in the right way. So I want like it to be a movement for not just athletes, but like definitely athletes, but anybody, just to make a good name for the city of Bristol. What better feeling, I don't care what level you're playing at, what better feeling than to have the whole city come out and you can rep it where you're from playing in college. Like, that's a pretty good feeling. Yeah, like I don't want it to be my thing. Like, I want it to be something that everybody can like attach to. Like, I just think it gives everybody extra little bit of motivation or something to cling on to. It's cool to see them. Like, I know I've inspired like a couple like people around here that working hard is like, it's a cool thing to do. So it's cool to see them take that to their own path and chase their own dream. I used to think it was because Bristol was different, and it might be, but I feel like wherever, if you love where you're from and you love the people, everybody has their own version of Bristol. Most people do, unless they just hate where they grew up and want to leave. When I was growing up in Bristol, I thought, like, I was always around sports here, and everything I did every day, my dad would take me to a sports game. I would go to his practices, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world to be an athlete at Tennessee High. So really my whole life I just worked up to that point to play football and basketball at Tennessee High. And so when I got to high school, that's what I was focused on, just playing ball at Tennessee High, being the best I could.
I put the ball in his hand real early. You know, he was always around sports. You know, me as a coach, he was always here in the football office on about every other night of the week, especially on game night. Ended up being a water boy for us. So, you know, he's always into sports. You know, basketball is one of those things that he just was really good at when he was really young, and, you know, had a natural shot. You know, the ball went in the net, you know, so, you know, I kind of explained to him, you know, there's other things to basketball than just shooting. So he started working on his dribbling, and, you know, when he got to the 7th grade, you know, he really started putting some work in and really wanted to be good. You know, he was at that age where he understood what I was talking about when you got to work for things and what kind of work ethic you got to have. You want to achieve things.
And then I really fell in love with the grind and the work. That was like at the time that all these trainers and people were starting to post their workout videos on social media and on Instagram and stuff, and I just fell in love with the whole, just the grind really. Like, I don't know why, I just like that.
The biggest compliment you can get is, I think, as a person, is he's a worker. You know, he works really hard. You know, people that work really hard are really successful in life. And you know, I guess him seeing me work all the time and really having a passion for something, not just working, but having a passion to work for something, has inspired him, and he's using that to inspire others. You know, if a 5'9" kid, a normal-looking kid that works his rear end off can be successful in really anybody can. I mean, it makes me proud. You know, it really does, because you know, any parent wants their child to grow up to be better than them, you know, at everything. You know, a better person, a better worker, you know, do better in school, and do better in their career. And that's, you know, that's what I've tried to push for my kids.
My dad, like, everything I do really is because my dad introduced me to it. Like, I work hard because my dad. I play ball because my dad, you know. I work out because my dad. Like, he knows that, like, he's my hero, like my biggest role model. But it's like, it's unspoken because it's so obvious. Like, I went everywhere with him. Like, watched his practice when I was younger, watched him lift weights. He taught me how to lift weights. I've been lifting weights since I was a 3rd grader. Him coaching all my youth league teams, basketball, football, baseball, whatever I wanted to do, he was always my biggest supporter. So, like, I really want to make him proud in whatever I choose to do, because, like, he's the reason why I'm at the point where I am right now. Everybody who went to Tennessee High, athlete or not, knows Coach Mays because of the impact he has on that school and all the kids that he has coached. Like, I know 30-year-olds now, 35-year-olds, that their biggest role model is Coach Mays, just because of what he instilled in them when they were in high school. And just that whole mentality. Like, my dad might not be from here, but, like, he is BrTn. Like, the BrTn mindset is his mindset. So me, I just copy his mindset, and that's just what helps you take things to a new level. Like, he has the impact on everybody.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling when you see, you know, former students, players, you know, parents that had kids here in the past. You know, you see them, they haven't been in school, you know, it's been 10, 15 years, you see them, they look great, they're doing good, you know, still, you know, productive members of the community. That always brings a smile to your face. I mean, you know, it's a school that a lot of people went to, that still live in the community. You know, they either went to school here, their spouse went to school here, like my spouse went to school here, their kids went to school here, grandparents, they know people that go to school here. So, you know, being a one high school town is special in that, you know, a lot of people have interest in this place and have invested time and money and everything else into this place. You know, they want this place to be successful. There's a great deal of lacking pride from the past, you know, that people remember and still value.
I mean, I tell everybody this all the time. Like, I've had both my seasons at Reinhardt, we were 500, so that's not a winning season. My senior year, we had a losing season in high school. Sophomore year, we were 500. I've had one winning season in, like, real basketball. My junior year in high school, we had a winning season. That was the only winning season I've ever had, because my first year here at King, I redshirted, but they won. They had a winning season. Last year, we had a losing season, so this year I hope we have a winning season, but, like, more than that, I want to take it, like, far. Like, we could be really good, and I think as a team, we could bring that whole community in, and we could really show them, like we're here to stay.